This is a continuation of a program I've called Revolution Televised. It is derived from Gil Scott-Heron's recording called The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, and he talked about how you would not see revolutionary statements in the mass media. Well, not that just televising radical revolutionary calls is a revolution, but it can be a beginning. So I'm here to discuss a specific case of a radio station that I helped organize. I co-founded in the middle of the 1970s a station called KZUM. We founded a corporation called Sunrise Communications, and then we eventually were able to get a broadcast license from the Federal Communications Commission, and we built a community educational, non-profit, not-for-profit, in some ways anti-profit radio station. But over the years, took about 12 years for certain repressive forces to take over the station and really compromise its promise to put gag orders on whistleblowers, on people within the station, talking about these kinds of problems of centralization, of hierarchy that was repressive. And now we have a situation at KZUM of a board of directors of Sunrise Communications that canceled the rights of the listener subscribers to elect the board of directors, and has taken power to govern the station unto itself. It's become a self-selecting, incestuous board that has taken power into itself and done it improperly without properly notifying the listener subscribers of its intent to change the articles of incorporation to give itself all power. So there have been some illegalities, some improprieties, some repression of whistleblowers in the 1990s on a program called Book Talk. One of the producers of that program exposed some financial improprieties within the station, and he was expelled from doing a program at KZUM. So there have been others, not just myself, but there have been physical assaults. I was assaulted by a board of directors member in the middle of the 1980s, and the hierarchy tolerated that, maybe encouraged that. When I was protesting corruption within the station, the canceling of an election, centralization of authority, and illegitimate authority. So at present, there's an effort underway to try to move the board of directors to rectify its error and to hold an election properly so that the listener subscribers, the volunteers, can elect the board of directors of KZUM. So there are various people, volunteers, ex-volunteers, subscribers, former subscribers, listeners who are organizing to get the board of directors to reestablish the rights of the listener subscribers to elect the board of directors of KZUM, Lincoln, Nebraska, in the United States of America, to properly be democratized as a step, as a reform, regaining what was we had before. And this would require having a campaign on the radio to discuss these matters so that it would motivate people to vote, make it easier to vote, encourage listener subscribers to vote, volunteers to vote for a board of directors, but more than that, to organize, to democratize the station itself in programming, in various procedures within the station, to have a truly democratized, non-commercial, even anti-commercial, educational radio station that I would think should, to a large extent, serve the needs of the working class of the world in its programming and in its newscasts, its documentaries. It's kind of ironic. It does carry democracy now with Amy Goodman and Juan Gonzalez, and she was a guest on that Book Talk show which was canceled. And we have a Democracy Now! Program on KZUM, but we need Democracy Now! At the station. Democracy Now! At KZUM, so it's highly ironic, hypocritic. Sometimes those kinds of programs are used to sort of try to give a station a certain cachet, a certain reputation of open-mindedness, when in fact surrounding that station is massive hypocrisy and unacceptable maneuvering, repression. And that's the case at KZUM, Sunrise Communications, KZUM, Lincoln, Nebraska. So I'll tell you more about this, but if you're interested in commenting, I'd be interested in your comments. You can go to a Facebook page I have called Ron Kurtenbach, R-O-N-K-U-R-T-E-N-B-A-C-H. My first name's Ron, R-O-N, and then Kurtenbach, K-U-R-T-E-N-B-A-C-H. Or you can write me at my Gmail address, email address, ron.kurtenbach, ron.kurtenbach, K-U-R-T-E-N-B-A-C-H, at gmail.com. Be happy to read at least many of your letters on this production in the future when I hear from you. So, in any event, if you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, or if you want to support this effort, I hope you'll turn to that Facebook page. There's another Facebook page called The Friends of the Real KZUM. And you can read about the history of the station. There I've written a history of the station on my Facebook page, or participate in the Friends of the Real KZUM. So I'll turn to those for more information. I'd be very interested to at least hear from you, read your remarks. Well, I'll stop now with this short video, and I will produce more in the not too distant future. Thank you very much for watching. This is Ron Kurtenbach thanking you again.